Yo, man, I done told you. You don't want none of this. You know why? Because I'm an alpha, fool. You's nothing but a little beta bitch. Check it. Ow! Get some. What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. That's right, we got the Alpha Paydirt from Lynch Mining, the old paydirtshop.com. Got to me here in the old USPS flat rate box, a little small package. I will preface this with the story. If you follow me, well, you probably already know the story, but we'll go ahead and go into it now because the Paydirt experience is from sale to pan. And I gotta say, my experience was not great. I ordered this bag back at the end of December to hopefully get it there by the end of that week. Nothing shipped out. I waited a couple weeks. I emailed them. No response. So, you know, if you don't respond and I don't see any shipment, I have to do something, right? That's a $100 bag. It actually cost me about $100, $103, $10 shipping. It was like $113 at the end of the day. $100 is what I paid for the dirt. $103, something like that. You know, $100 package of dirt, I expect to see it ship out in a timely manner. It did not. So, being as that it is, I felt the need at that point. I wasn't getting communication, so I filed a claim with PayPal. That took a couple weeks. On January 16th, I finally got some traction, and I was refunded my money. At that point, I was done. I was going to write it off. It is what it is. It was a bad experience. I would probably talk about it on my live stream, and then move on. But something else happened that same day. They went ahead and also, in addition to issuing the refund via PayPal, they went ahead and shipped the dirt as well. Which was stupid. Like, if you're going to screw up the order and not ship it, just refund and we're done. That's it. But they shipped the dirt and I got the refund. And then they emailed me saying, oh, you know, we see you filed a claim and got your money back, but we shipped your dirt. You know, kind of making it like it was my fault. Which I didn't really appreciate. You know, if your first communication back to me is, oh, hey, we screwed up and shipped it to you and paid you your money back, when I had been messaging, you know, repeatedly, it's not my fault. It's the seller's fault. You done fucked up. And you shipped and refunded to scramble so you didn't get in trouble with PayPal, and that's what wound up happening. So they asked for me to pay again for the Paydirt. To repay back again. Or ship back the dirt, of course at my cost. Now, I'm not going to spend any more money. At this point, I've got the dirt on the way. I got my money back. I could have just walked away and said, see ya. That's not my way. Because I'm an alpha. That's the 3-wolf moon. I got to be careful with this shirt, by the way. If you're not aware, this is a mystical shirt. If I go outside, that's why I gotta wear the hoodie. You know, I get attacked. If I go outside with this, all the ladies will be all over it because they can smell the pheromones. Anyways. So, me being me, I went ahead and paid them the money, voiced my part, then sent them money. We're done. I don't know if I'm going to order from them again. It was a really shit experience. They didn't really own up to their end of the fuck up. And you know, it is what it is. I will probably wind up buying something from them down the road again. Who knows, probably. But it'll be a minute because, like I say, this was just a really crap experience. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are having the same problem with them recently. You know, they're taking a month long to ship your product. They're a Paydirt seller. This is their job. This is what they do. This is their business. And taking a month to ship a product with no communication to your buyers is not a good look. So I'll let them figure their stuff out. Maybe 6 months or a year later from now. Maybe I'll check them out again. But for now, we're going to put a cap on that with the Alpha Paydirt. It finally got here after a month of waiting, and today we're going to check it out. So I'll go ahead and put up the description so we can read along. Boop. Once they're gone, they're gone. Alpha Paydirt limited edition bag. Only 100 bags available. The Alpha is loaded with chunky gold as well as fine gold, and it comes from one of our Arizona mines that contains incredible amounts of copper ore. Free copper and nuggets. I don't really care about that. But if you're looking for that particular bag, jar, or bucket contains an abundance of gold and chance of finding copper nuggets, look no further than our Alpha Paydirt. Each jar will contain 1 pound of panning material and will contain at least 1.5 grams of chunky gold guaranteed. Beginners should always take your time panning and only scoop 1 tablespoon at a time into their pans. Perfect for pros and is a great learning experience. Contains at least 1.5 grams of fines, pickers, and nuggets. Weight, 1 pound of material. Bag, heat sealed, tamper proof, blah blah blah. Bubble wrap, shipped UPSPS. No 2 bags, jars, or buckets are alike. Now, unfortunately, it looks to be sold out right now. They do have other Alpha products on the website, so you can roll your die and see what you see. But yeah, the bags, limited edition, and they're out of stock right now. But they do have the Alpha can for about $200 and the Alpha bucket for $1,000. We paid $100 for this one here. We're gonna check it out. So let's pop this baby open, see what kind of packaging. You know, they pretty much clarify the kind of packaging you're gonna get. Your standard box and bubble wrap, kind of the same way I do mine. Opening up, sure enough. One of the freebies that was included was the snuffer bottle. Thank you. Add that to my stash of snuffers. And then the Paydirt itself. Paydirt is actually really well wrapped up. Plastic bubble or a bubble wrap. Kind of sealed, kind of like plastic wrap. A little bit overzealous with the wrapping, but that's alright. Better safe than sorry. When you've taken a month to ship a product, you want to make sure at least it gets there in one piece. So there we go. 1 bag of the Alpha. Fills about 1 pound. We'll go with that. I'm not going to bother weighing it. Get that out of the way. And alright, let's dump this out, take a look at it, shake it out if we need to, and then run it down the sluice. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back and find us some shiny. Alright. Now we're going to pour this out. See what it looks like. And then from there we'll decide if we need to classify. If there's a lot of big rocks, we'll at least want to get those out. Now the heat seal was a little bit too low, so I can't even get it enough to open the zipper, so we're going to have to bust through the whole thing. Dirt looks like your standard Lynch Mining brown dirt, all sands. Not seeing any big chunks of anything in here. Chance of nuggets is pretty slim because this all looks to be classified lower than 10. 10 mesh. Maybe a picker if they intentionally added one. Let's take a look at the dirt here. Get a little bit more light in our space. And there you go. Just some standard Lynch Mining Arizona Paydirt. Like I said, their chunkiness is not enough to merit classification. So we're going to skip that step. Because why bother? The dirt feels a little bit damp, so any small tiny pieces are going to wind up sticking to stuff anyways. But there you go. There's your dirt, baby. So alright, let's move things along, scoot this down, wet up this dirt, get it all nice and wet, and run it down the sluice and find some shiny. So let's all move on over. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We got the sluice all fired up and running down the way here. Grab our little squeezy tool, get some water, get this dirt wet. Already put some fresh surfactant in the old tub, along with this nice clean fresh water. So we're getting a nice clean experience today. Throw a little bit of jet dry on the dirt itself. And alright. Now, like I say, we didn't do any classification. So we are going to have one tub to go through. And I'll go ahead and speed this along as we watch. And we'll be right back. All right. Let's see what we got. Shut this pump down. Whoa, wrong way. All right, well, that's a good way to flush clean your gold out. Wow. All right. That is one shiny mat. Look at, well, what the focus is. Look at that. Copper and gold all the way throughout that top mat. That is a lot of shiny in there. Lots and lots of copper. It might wind up being a bit of a pain to get that separated from the gold that's in there. But we're definitely going to give it our all. And man, look at this. Look at this big old chunker. Get that right there. That's probably going to make up a good portion of the weight in gold that's supposed to be in here. Dunk. But there's definitely some other flakes, and I saw plenty as I was going through it. So, alright. Let's get this cleaned up. All right. There's your silver, gold and copper, baby. Now, I'm going to go off camera here and work to separate this stuff. But definitely some nice pieces of gold in there. Unfortunately, it's all hidden underneath all of that copper. And they like to move around a lot together. So, it took me a little bit to get to this point. But I'm going to try to get these separated out so we can see how much we got of each one. And then we'll be right back with weigh out and so forth and so on. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. We got the gold all dried up, ready to be weighed out. Even got the copper all dried up, ready to be weighed out. Let's just see how much we found of that. And yeah, Miner Bob and the Ass are hanging here with us. Check out what we found in the Alpha Paydirt from Lynch Mining, paydirtshop.com. Aside from all the issues that I had getting the dirt, this is what it's all about. As far as the gold goes, one and a half grams is what was guaranteed, and what we wound up finding was 1.519 grams of gold. So right there, exactly what they had advertised it at, 1.59. We'll lock that in. Looks like it went up just a little bit, so we'll say 1.522. We'll lock that in. Not too bad. I mean, that's what we were expecting. 1.5 grams is what was guaranteed, and that's what we wound up pulling out of there. So not bad at all. Now let's take a look at how much copper we found. The copper was abundant, sometimes a bit annoying because it was getting in the way of the gold. But yeah, I got all that separated, and the copper that I cared to even collect, I definitely left a little bit behind. There's about 5 grams, 5.5 grams, 5.558 grams of copper in there. Not too bad. There's, I would say, probably about 5 3/4 maybe, because I did let a little bit of it go. At some point, you're just like, do I want to chase this copper all day long, all night long, or do I just want to get this done with, get the gold, and grab the rest of whatever? And that's kind of where I was. I let a little bit go by, but 5.5 grams is still not too bad for an addition and what I would say is an inclusion. A raw natural metal inclusion, and that is freaking awesome. I appreciate that. So there you go, 1.5 grams of gold and 5.5 grams of copper. I'll take some pictures of this, and then we'll be right back with my final words and ROI. Welcome back. Alright, so how about that? The Alpha Paydirt from Lynch Mining. Overall, let's talk about the dirt, then we'll talk about the gold. And then, then I'll give you my my overall opinion. The dirt, easy to go through. It's just your standard Arizona sands. A little bit of heavies in there, not too bad. A little bit of magnetics, not too bad. And there was a lot of copper in there, which is somewhere between the gold and the dirt. It definitely caused a lot of challenge to this bag because copper is a pretty heavy material, almost right there with gold, so you can't just easily pan it away. These were all little flat pieces, so those definitely posed a challenge to separate from the gold. The dirt itself was simple enough. There was about a pound of it. It's sands, no big rocks to get in your way, which is good. Didn't have to classify it, so you can just take it straight from the bag, dump it into your pan. And I would definitely recommend panning this one out. Dealing with the entirety of the bag all at once in the pan is definitely a challenge. And it makes it a lot harder to separate the copper from the gold because you're dealing with so much of it all at the same time. So I would say go through it slow, a scoop at a time, little bit. till you work your way through it and you can easily separate the copper from the gold, because doing it all at once, whoo, that was a pain in the ass. But in the end, we got our copper, we got our gold, and had a pretty good time going through it. So now let's talk about that gold. Most of that gold, as usual with Lynch, is pretty uniform, very clean gold. You know, there was one nice big nugget in there. Showed you the pictures of it, so you got a idea of what that looked like. And overall, you know, it was gold. You know, nothing too significantly thing to stand out about it. Like I say, it was just nice, clean gold. And there you go, got some shiny for my pocket. And then there was the copper, a whole bunch of that. Just provided a challenge, but was pretty cool to get. Definitely a different experience of a Paydirt bag having that in there. So, you know, not too bad. But overall, we got 1.522 grams of gold. Actually, we'll just put the sign up right here. We paid $103 for the bag and found 1.522 grams of gold, which has a today value of $93.11. And so overall, that's going to get us an ROI on this bag of around 90%, which is not bad. You know, 90% is a great ROI for a bag of Paydirt. The extra inclusions, the copper was really cool to see in there. A little bit different than what you normally run across, so that was cool. Like I said, I had some huge issues with shipping and communications and just any kind of communications with them. It was a very frustrating purchase. You know, I gave up on this purchase and tried to get my money back, but wound up getting the dirt anyways, and so there you go. It was a limited time bag. Maybe that was part of the problem. They only had 100 of them, and maybe they went so fast they just got backlogged and lost track of what they were doing. Don't know. Not going to make excuses for them because that's not my job. My job is to check out the dirt and see how it is. So because of the issues, I'll probably chill off them for a little bit. But overall, the bag itself was great once it got here. So, you know, I can't really complain there. I'm kind of on the fence on this experience. You know, but there's lots of other Paydirt sellers out there to check out, so, you know, whatever, it is what it is. Either way, the Alpha Paydirt from Lynch Mining, not too bad. Lynch Mining, work on it. Either way, whatevs. Go check me out. I'm over at backyardprospecting.com. Check out the Prospector shop. I always got some cool stuff in there. If you like the video here today, don't forget to hit like. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe as well. I notice there's a lot of people who watch these videos who aren't subscribed, and you're missing out because I put out content every week, and why look for me when you can just have YouTube tell you it's time? So either way, see you next week for your next Paydirt review, and Monday or Friday night for BSing in the shed. This is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace! And in case you were wondering, the copper was worth about 3 cents.